All right, guys, welcome to Laos. This is the end of the trip here. We arrived about a month ago, and this is the last leg. We arrived without really knowing how to approach the country. We were gonna do what most people do, which is take buses and boats. And then we decided to rent a motorbike for one day just to see Vientiane and ride around. And while we did that, we figured, why not rent it for a month and do the whole country via motorbike, which is what we've been doing. I will say that it's been a lot rougher than what we thought. I've done all of Vietnam by bike, Cambodia, ridden around Thailand, Philippines, you know, so many countries, and Laos has without a doubt been the worst as far as road conditions. This is a rough country with bad roads, and we read online that there would be good roads. Some travel blogger wrote this. But overall, I would say this is an absolute must country to visit. Those of us looking to get off the beaten path and experience Southeast Asia will rejoice in Laos, because this is a breath of fresh air as far as getting off the tourist path. We went to Vang Vieng first and then Luang Prabang, which are both the tourist capitals of Laos. Vang Vieng is cool, lovely nature, incredible scenery. Paragliding for me in particular was out of this world. Luang Prabang right afterwards is a real cultural capital of Laos. This is a city that has a lot of colonial French influence. And because of that, you've got beautiful architecture, good coffee, nice croissants, and overall nice historical places like temples and the royal palace as well. But honestly, for me, the highlights have really been getting off the tourist path, and that was leaving these two areas and seeing small towns like the one that I'm in right now. This is without a doubt a much more rewarding type of traveling for me, and it's very accessible in Laos, and it's not always accessible in other places. That in itself has been a huge highlight. As soon as you get into these small towns, you're seeing Laos the way it really is. Just locals out and about living their lives. And that for me is a huge plus, because it's an authentic side of traveling that is harder and harder to find these days. I was particularly excited to come to Laos because it's my last country in Southeast Asia to visit, and a lot of my friends who are travelers have told me that this is their #1 country in all of Southeast Asia. So that's setting the bar pretty high, and in many ways I agree with them. Not completely. Yeah, I mean, it depends on what you're looking for, but if what you want out of travel is a authentic destination, this is one of the things that's really quite sad here in Laos, is that there's a lot of poverty and a lot of people don't have money. And this can make it really, really difficult to, I don't have money. I leave in my hotel. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have no money. I leave in my hotel. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Bye-bye. This is something that is quite difficult to see in Laos, is there is a lot more poverty. People here don't have a lot of money, and you can see that it's a huge struggle for a lot of people. If you want to experience Lao culture, you should really go to a small town like this one, Phon Savan. There's small towns like this everywhere. You don't have to come to this one. I'm just gonna show you what I mean by giving you a quick tour of the market, which in my opinion is without a doubt one of the best things you can do when you come to a town to feel out what the vibe in the community is like. We'll do a quick shopping spree at the fruit market here and check out how the locals are shopping in Phon Savan. Sabaidi. Sabaidi. Lao sausage. Very good. This is a huge delicacy here, is the Lao sausage. It's a very delicious sausage that's been stuffed with herbs and spices and vegetables, and I think a bit of meat as well, obviously, since it's called a sausage. It tastes all like a tom yum. But you also got to be careful with some of the things that you eat in Laos. you know, as a foreigner may not be used to eating certain things that locals eat here. And some of these things in particular can be a little bit unsavory for tourists. I myself am a huge foodie and will eat just about anything, but even I have my limits, and I discovered those limits in Laos. I have seen all sorts of interesting animals sold here. Dogs, cats, like weird jungle animals like muskrats, and even rats, like barbecue rats. I'm not kidding. As well as bugs and other insects. So these are things that are sold here. So you might want to be careful with what you pick out when you head to the market, especially in more rural parts of the country. So this homeless girl asked me for some money back there. I've actually already given somebody food today, but yeah, and then I'd feel quite bad. She looked like she was in pretty bad shape. I don't have any money on me, but I got the bike and the keys here. So I'm just gonna head back to the hotel, grab the wallet, and yeah, see if she's still there. So this is definitely the best way to get around towns in Laos. Either rent a bicycle or rent a bike like this. It's so efficient, and honestly, the sense of freedom that you get when you ride around on a motorbike is priceless. They're quite cheap. This one is a little bit more expensive. We paid $7.50 per day. I know that might not seem like a lot to you if you live in a Western country, but for a 1-month rental, that's actually quite expensive. You can actually find them for about half that price in places like Thailand. Actually, just about anywhere. This is the most I've ever paid for a rental, especially considering you can buy a bike for about this price in Vietnam. Main reason why we got this one in particular is because it's like brand new, and for a trip like this that requires a lot of driving and a lot of crazy driving, we figured it's better to have something that is reliable and dependable, and yeah, no regrets. Worth the extra money to have security and comfort and a quality ride like this. So anyways, this is where I'm staying right now. Another reason that I've been enjoying the rural parts of the country, as well as the less touristic sides of it. The value that you get for the hotels here is incredible. I think only Vietnam has even come close to delivering this kind of value. As a standard, when you get out of Vang Vieng, Vientiane, and Luang Prabang, the going rate for a room is 100,000 kip, which is like $5.50. This is our room. For this one, we're paying 150,000 kip per night. It's not even 10 bucks, it's like 8 bucks. So check this out. Got a comfortable bed. It looks like shit because I haven't made the bed or anything. I wasn't planning on showing you guys the room, but this is the bed. Super comfortable, flat screen TV, table, workstation, and a closet. Bathroom with a hot shower. I've paid a lot more and gotten a lot less in many places around the world. We are not here for a hotel tour. We are here to get my wallet. So let's get back out there and yeah, see if we can find this girl and also show you more of the town. So while we're on the topic of Laos, this is the currency. It's called kip. This is the largest bill in the country. It's 100,000, which is equal to about $5. These bills get to be as small as 500 kip. That's 2 cents approximately. So sometimes you're literally counting pennies as you pay here. While we're in motion, if you guys are finding this video entertaining, helpful, or finding that it adds value to your life, please be sure to support the channel by liking this video. YouTube will not support it or promote it if it does not get these likes. So please be sure to like it. It means a lot to me, and it also helps the channel grow a lot. So when you come to Laos, you'll find there's a lot of different places to eat, and there's a lot of different types of cuisine. Some places are undeniably better than others, but overall, I would say the consensus is quite good. They've got a ton of influences on their cuisine from other places like China, Thailand, Vietnam, of course, Lao local food. So you've got a lot of different types of cuisine to try. Sabai di. Yeah, always somebody here asking you for money. It's just part of the way it is. I personally do not like to give money to kids. I buy food, which is what we'll do right now. You want food? Food? It's yours? Yours? I will buy yours, yeah? Okay. I buy you food. Okay. So we'll buy this family, almost family something right now. The food here overall is kind of like Chinese, Laotian at this restaurant in particular. For me, that's just fine. I eat pretty much everything, so I'm not too picky. Let's have a look at what they got. Everything is pretty reasonably priced. You should never be paying more than like $1 to $2 for a meal, maybe 3 to 4 for something kind of special. But if you're paying more than that, you are probably in a touristic place or you're in a very special restaurant. That's the general kind of standard for street food prices, which is the most that I pay anywhere. It's just kind of the way it is. And then fried rice with pork. Takeaway, yeah. Anyways, while we wait for that takeaway food to be made, we will go and buy some fruit at the market. Just what we were looking for, fruit. Sabai di, how much the dragon fruit? I don't know the numbers in Lao and they don't know the numbers in English, so calculators are our best friend. 25,000, like this? All right, well, we got our fruit. That's 2 dragon fruits for $1.30. I've read that in Western countries, just 1 dragon fruit can cost $6. All right, well, I didn't order that other lady an entire meal at the restaurant, but I did get her a piece of fruit. I also feel like it's very worth mentioning the dark and very recent past of Laos. This has been very much a war-torn country for a long time. For decades and decades, Laos has been under civil war and under invasion from enemies and experiencing revolution. Laos had a hard time. And in particular, due to the US during the Vietnam War. So as you go around the country, you're gonna see things like UXO referenced often, or things like bombies. This is essentially from the massive amounts of bombs that were dropped on Laos during the Secret War, which has actually made Laos the most bombed country in the entire world. It's very dark, incredibly grim. And I'm just going to give you an example of what I'm talking about. Many of the businesses have actually started using the leftover bomb metal and scraps for display and decoration, as you can see here at this restaurant that I'm currently next to. Sabai di. Yes, I buy you food. I buy you food. I give you this one. Okay? Okay, let's see if our food's ready. Kapjai, thank you. Where's the mom? Bye-bye. So, yeah, pretty depressing stuff. The poverty here is, yeah, it's bad. And I think only the Philippines and a couple other places I've been to have I seen it like in Laos. I guess the best way that I can put it is, much like my Lao friend said, Lao people, very small money, very big heart. So I found that to be very true. Pretty much all the Lao people that we've met have been incredibly kind, very honest, and very welcoming. Genuine smiles and hellos. Obviously a language barrier, but the important thing is the smile. and the feeling that you get when you interact with the locals, which is very positive. All right, guys. Well, I just wanted to make this video to give a shout out to Laos and try to give people some incentive to come travel here. This really is an incredible country to visit. This is a very untouched place in Southeast Asia and a perfect place to go to if you want to get off the beaten path and see something that's less crowded. Anyways, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, hit all those buttons down there. It does a lot to support the channel. See you in the next video.